Oppenheimer 2023. This is a story about Oppenheimer scientist who was famous in atomic energy and who was called the father of atomic. This is a true story when Hiroshima-Nagasaki was attacked by atom bomb, which was produced by Oppenheimer, and after this attack 200,000 people die, and many years people affected by this atom Oppenheimer invented the first atom bomb, which name was Marathon Project. And this story also about this and how Oppenheimer invented this atom bomb. We will see in this story the scene present, where we see Oppenheimer who was filed case of disloyal with country and why he was being blamed. So then story goes in the past where we see a court. Then some people seated where did not publisher press and did not. People also in this case was being told should Oppenheimer a well-security clearance or not, because he was blamed that he involved in invention of atom bomb, which was attracted in the 6th of August 1945 at Hiroshima-Nagasaki. As we know, that atom bomb was invented by Oppenheimer, and now he was asked, "You are terrorist mind since birth." Next scene, we see Oppenheimer in his classroom chemistry teacher asked him, "Your focus does not here." Then he says, "I have to attend physics lecture because it's more important for me." Oppenheimer's interests more in physics during experiment. He fell bottle on the floor after this chemistry teacher punished him and said, "You stay in this lab," and said, "All bottle. This is your punishment," and other students and teachers have gone to attend physics lecture, which was delivered by a specialist physics lecturer, Oppenheimer, who was excited to attend this lecture, but unfortunately he had to stay in lab after that. Oppenheimer got angry and he wasn't teacher's apple because he punished him, and he go attend physics lecture. But when Oppenheimer reached, "So lecture has been completed already," and teacher asked any question about atomic energy. Then Oppenheimer asked him next day. Oppenheimer is called he sees the apple in a lecturer hand which was poisoned, and lecturer says to him, "I observe you, you are so intelligent in quantum physics, but some theory is big. I want you practice more on your theories. You go other college, I tell you the address, and I will tell you the teacher name of the college, and you meet a teacher who will teach you how to give better your theories." Then open him and shifted America for physics study because he knew he cannot get more knowledge about physics. Oppenheimer was Russian, that time was between America and Russia was not French countries, and the reason of feminist in one party when Oppenheimer met a girl whose name was Jean, and she was also communist. Jean was a big fan of Oppenheimer's physics because she knew in future he will be more famous. Next scene. Oppenheimer, amid a scientist who was working on atomic bomb when Oppenheimer failed in his some theories and physics experiment. Oppenheimer spent some years on these theories during this. He taught quantum physics also. Oppenheimer has spent his many years experiment of physics. Then Oppenheimer met a girl whose name was Kitty, and later they got married, but Oppenheimer used to meet Jean. And one day Jean says, "Stay with me because I need you." So then Oppenheimer says her, "I got married and this is not good to meeting each other. This is our last meeting and this is better for both of us one day." American Journal comes in his office and tell him Russia also practicing on atom bomb if they successed before us, so Russia will attack us. I know you have more knowledge in atomic energy. You want you invent atomic pump. But Oppenheimer says we need more scientists, big players and much money. Then we will able to complete this project. The next scene we see American government completed all requirement of this project, a big plus, and scientist team and their family also shifted because it will take some years. Then Oppenheimer made a Russian scientist who tells him this is a big risk experiment using of atomic energy. Your minor mistake can make a black hole which can destroy everything around it. NBC, a court, where same things were going on there. Oppenheimer was being asked questions, "Why did you take such a bad distraction upon you yourself?" Some people said that this is atom bomb was necessary for us. If we don't do that, the enemy countries would destroy us. Then we see Oppenheimer passed. They invent this bomb in 4 years with big sentence team and huge amount. Then suddenly, Oppenheimer less in bad news because Jean's passed away. He was so sad and miss her because in last meeting she said, "Her don't go and stay with me because I need you." But Oppenheimer continue his experiment. The Russian scientist meets him again who told him about black hole. He advised him for hydrogen, which is 1,000 times powerful than atomic energy. But when Oppenheimer thinks, if I invent this bomb by using hydrogen, so other countries also can make this, and in case if World War III starts so whole world destroyed, Oppenheimer refused him, but he promised him, if I need you in. Future, I will discuss you atomic bomb already invented and now it is on test. The first test has success. Now they were thinking our next step, so they have to approve by their president, that time Russia, also powerful country, so they choose Japan. So they point out 16 places of Japan. Then they choose one place which name was Hiroshima Nagasaki during last days. Suddenly rain started and tests stopped until Wen's Law and their general has to go New York to inform everything about this project because their hopes on this project, and then rain stopped and they start their last test. This blast was so big and so dangerous, and ground also vibrated. They were success in their invention, and everyone was so happy now they were ready to attack Hiroshima Nagasaki. And when they did so, America government was so happy also. But Oppenheimer also said because he knew after this many families destroyed people, distinct their families, their future destroyed. That accident was so dangerous, Oppenheimer cannot forget this. It happened because of him when he closed his eyes, so he sees dead bodies after this success. Open, however, gave them a speech. He smiled outside, but inside he was so sad. After that, American president made him. Then Oppenheimer says him, we got success to inventing this form, but we should stop this now because other countries also make this atomic bomb, and whole world will destroy, and it will all blame on me. Then president says, you did not attack. We did this, and we will work on it in future also after this success. Oppenheimer was famous, but he stopped his work when the story goes to God, where the police and many scientists were arguing about this, who was involved in making this bomb, the reason that Oppenheimer refused, build many more atomic bombs. Then they call them traitors of the country, and they were implicated in the case. This is a trip of one sentence. Lewis for Oppenheimer, who wanted him to work with him on hydrogen, but Oppenheimer refused him because he knew already it is so dangerous and it will destroy everything. The Oppenheimer's wife come in court. She has some evidence against Lewis. They have this evidence. Then Oppenheimer released of this case. After that, they further work on his invented bomb. In the end of this story, we see Oppenheimer with Albert Einstein, and Oppenheimer asked about hydrogen in atomic bomb, and he says, be careful because using of hydrogen in atomic bombs so dangerous, and it can be devastating. And I told you about this disaster before. Making the atom bomb, so the movie end here. But what will happen in future, no one know, but Oppenheimer realized a coming disaster, and then he look up to the Iskal and then movie ends, thanks.